Have you ever encountered police officers who thought they're above the law and had enormous power? Today we're talking about police officers who forgot they were being filmed, so let's go to the videos. A journalist got into a little argument with a cop because he was taking pictures of a police car. The issue started when the cop didn't understand that the police car, being public property, could be photographed. He mistakenly believed it was private property. Yet, even if it was private property, a journalist is allowed to take photos and record anything from public view as long as they don't physically break into the car. After all, cops should be familiar with legal matters since they enforce the law. Surprisingly, the cops thought it was necessary to investigate the journalist for merely taking pictures of his police car. It's unfortunate because often, when people genuinely need police assistance, they're nowhere to be found. This situation illustrates perfectly why cops seem to find excuses to avoid real work by claiming they're tied up in investigations.
Free to go and free to stay. Just working on a story.
A story?
Yeah.
For who?
Oh, I can't tell you that right now.
Okay. What's your name?
It's an investigation.
Okay. What's your name?
Just working on a story down here.
Okay. What's your name?
Do I have to answer that question?
Well, you were taking pictures of our cars, so I feel like that's a fair trade-off.
So I have to? You're saying?
Well, that or you can move along and not take pictures of our cars.
Yeah, I'm just working on a story and I'm
Okay.
finished taking
So-
some pictures. So
you can move along then off police property, please.
I'll move along when I'm done with my police
No,
business.
you're on police property. You can leave. If you don't have a police problem, you can leave. Okay?
I'm just taking some photos, man.
I understand
This is
that.
public property. I don't understand the problem.
It's not public property. It's police property.
Of course, it's public property.
Okay? It's not police. It's police property.
You know, I just got a couple more photos to get, and I'll be out of here.
Okay, so if you just help me out and tell me who you are, who you're working for, whatever you're doing, maybe this will go a little better. But this is just a random guy taking pictures of you.
The cop thought the journalist had to provide his name, explain why he was filming the police car, and disclose who he was working for. However, the journalist only wanted to know if he was being detained. The officer said that he was free to go, likely hoping that the journalist would just leave. Yet the journalist figured out that if he was free to leave, he's also free to stay. He chose to further provoke the officer by taking pictures of the car's interior. Getting the notion that the cop was about to lose his cool, the journalist decided to request a supervisor.
Is it illegal?
I didn't say it was illegal, but it's strange.
Well,
So I'm doing an investigation of my own, trying to find out what's going on.
am I being detained?
You're not being detained right now. I'm talking to you. That's
So I'm
all
free to
doing.
go?
You're free to walk away.
All right, so free to go and free to stay.
No, that's not the way it works. You're on
What do you mean?
property. You're on police
Our property.
police
Our property.
No.
This is our property. This is public
ramp
property.
is-
These
no,
are
the ramp is
these are
police property.
publicly owned police cars. Just taking a couple photos. Maybe you get a supervisor down here or something. Nothing wrong with taking photos. First Amendment protected activity right here. You keep saying your property. This is our property.
This gentleman is just going around taking photos of our car.
When the supervisor arrived, the cop immediately complained that the journalist refused to leave. The cop seemed to forget that the journalist didn't have to leave. The cop can ask whatever he wants, but it doesn't mean people will blindly follow his orders. However, the supervisor was even worse than the cop. He aggressively approached the journalist, claiming he wasn't allowed to film the police car. What law was that exactly? Can you give me the penal code? Someone really needs to remind this supervisor to maintain a distance of at least 6 feet from citizens to avoid making them feel threatened, especially since the cops were armed. Over time, it became clear that these cops were very bothered by the journalist filming the interior of the police car. They allowed him to film the exterior, but had serious issue with the interior. Maybe they were hiding something inside. Why else would they backtrack on their stance, allowing exterior filming after initially objecting just to prevent the journalist from filming the interior?
Photos. Working on that story.
And he's refusing to leave.
I can't tell that. I can't tell that information right now. I'm just working on that story, taking some photographs out here in public. That's all. He's telling me I gotta leave. I don't see why I have to leave. It's not illegal for me to be here taking photos.
It's not. It's not illegal for us to ask for identification.
No, but I don't have to give it to you.
Well, you don't.
You're just telling me I have to or I have to leave.
I asked you to leave, yes.
You asked me.
We have the right to likely ask you.
All right. Well, thanks for asking, but I'm not done taking my photos yet. So I get a couple more around here. Thank you. That's all.
Take photographs of the inside of my car. Let's go.
What are you doing?
You don't have to be inside my car. Leave.
Are you a
I am a sergeant.
sergeant?
Yes, I am.
What do you mean I have to? I
You
can't.
can't-
What is wrong with that?
You don't need to be taking photographs of the insides of our cars.
Why not?
Because
Is that illegal?
no, you don't need to be seeing what we have on the inside of our cars. You can please.
You guys got something to hide in there?
Nope. You can please leave now, sir.
All right, you're asking me to leave, but I'm gonna politely decline. I respectfully, I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just taking some
You
photographs on
don't.
here.
You can take photographs of the outsides of the cars, and then you can leave.
You guys got your body cams on?
Yes, I do.
What's your name?
Sergeant Dietza.
Sergeant, you got a badge number or ID number, shield number?
My name is Sergeant Dietza.
Sergeant,
You can please leave.
you got a name and badge number here?
It's right there.
6'3"?
No. 75.
Oh, it sure says 6'3" on
Yeah.
it.
It's for somebody else.
All right. I don't understand what the issue is. I'm just taking some photos. That's fine. That's cool.
The journalist decided to file a complaint against these cops because they threatened his constitutional rights. However, the supervisor also had an issue with this. He claimed that they don't have any official forms for filing a complaint. Bullshit. The supervisor seemed to forget that he was being recorded and continued with his falsehoods. He further claimed that in order to file a complaint about a cop's behavior, one simply reports to a supervisor or sergeant verbally, and then they address the situation with the cops. Yeah, right. We just saw that the supervisor sided with the cop even though he was in the wrong because these cops have learned to protect each other to gain more power and authority. The supervisor was so confident that he thought he could get away with telling the journalist that they didn't have a complaint form to properly address this complaint. Just look at this supervisor. He was so confident that he thought he could get away with telling the journalist that they don't have a complaint form to properly address this complaint. Maybe he hoped the journalist would drop the idea of filing a complaint, but that wasn't the case.
FOIL request form?
I can give you a FOIL request form. The complaint form we don't have.
What do you mean you don't have?
What would you like to make a complaint with?
I'd like an officer complaint form.
Not with the supervisor.
All right. Sergeant, say I talked to you about getting an officer complaint form.
Okay.
Can I get one?
I don't have an officer complaint form.
How do I get an officer complaint form?
What do you have a complaint about?
I'd like an officer complaint form to take home.
We don't have an issue to do that.
What do you mean?
Paperwork to do that.
You don't have the paperwork to do it?
No.
Do you guys have officer complaint forms?
No.
No, never heard of one?
We don't have one. No.
You just don't. What do you do? What do you do if someone has a complaint against
They
an
tell
officer?
me what the complaint is.
And then you put it on a form?
It's documented.
Is it on a specific form though?
No.
So there's no form.
I didn't say there was no form.
Do you guys have officer complaint forms?
No.
No, never heard of one?
We don't have one. No.
Because I'm gonna foil it. If you don't want to give it to me, that's fine.
I don't. What is your complaint?
I would like to take an officer complaint form home. That's all I
We
want.
don't have a form to give you to release home
Why not?
because we don't have that.
So a person has to come here, file a complaint with a person in person. There's no other way around that.
Yes.
There's no officer complaint forms available online. Nothing like that.
No, sir.
I've seen this system before. It seems a little tilted, where people are more intimidated to come get a form. So the form that you would fill out if somebody filled it out with you, can I get one of those forms?
No, we don't have a form to give you, sir. If I had one, I would be more than happy to give it to you, but we do not have one.
Well, Erie County fam, as you can see, this is the way they.
This journalist clearly wasn't someone who would easily give up his civil rights. Moreover, his desire to show how unethical these cops really are only fueled his determination to hold them accountable. That's why he headed to the police station to learn how he could officially file a complaint against these cops, only to be told there that they couldn't assist him. Therefore, not only did the cops threaten his constitutional rights, but they now also infringed on his basic civil right to file a complaint. A cop in the office acted as if the journalist was wasting his time and practically tried to shoo him away, claiming he couldn't be of help. If the cops are so troubled by someone calling out their misconduct, wouldn't it be simpler for them to just be good cops and serve the public honorably, as they swore to do?
Is there any way we could track down this FOIL request and admit that we got it and get that admission?
Any kind of FOIL request goes through the chief's office.
He's not here.
He's not here today.
Nobody in the office.
The secretary could be in the office, but it goes through the chief. So if he signed it or approved it, that's above my pay grade. He's the only one that.
I understand that, but my point is that by law, you guys are supposed to respond to it within 5 days. It's been 10 business days or 14 days in total. you guys are in violation of New York state law about my FOIA request. I'm just down here to get some clarification. So anything you give me.
I can't clarify that you even put in a FOIA request. That doesn't go through me. That goes right to the chief's office.
And the chief secretary can't locate the paperwork and say it's here. We got it.
I would talk with the chief. He'll be here on Monday morning. If that's what you want to do.
There's no way I could talk to the secretary here and you could find out if she's got the paper so I could be on my way and I get my acknowledgement that you guys are overdue by 5 days by law. Like, you guys are in violation of law right now. I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass, but I'm just looking for the public records that I'm requesting, that's all.
That happens on that side of the hallway, so nobody on this side of the hallway is even know that you put in a FOIA request.
Yeah, I mean, I handed it through this window, but...
And then it goes right to the chief.
Yeah, I understand.
So I wouldn't know.
Can we call over there and just locate the sheet and find out, or no?
I can ask.
All right, I appreciate it. Just to find out they have it, they can acknowledge they have it, then we can get that 5 days over with.
There was a FOIA request, and they're calling the chief because no one on this side knows what's going on. The secretary wasn't sure. He says there's nothing to release to you.
So he's denying my...
Yes.
So now I have to write an appeal and take you guys to court then?
Yes. That would be whatever the next step is. But that's...
So he's not even going to formally deny it? He's just going to ignore it completely? Is this how this is going to work?
Imagine a cop who believes that he's so above the law, he feels entitled to pull someone over at a gas station, claiming it's a traffic stop. A rookie cop comes upon a man of a different skin color at a gas station. He thought it was the perfect moment to show off his tiny authority. He approached the man and declared that he was now part of a routine traffic stop. Naturally, the man was bewildered, hardly believing that there could be a cop so misguided as to think he could randomly approach someone at a gas station, especially when the man wasn't even on the move. But what happened next is even more shocking.
Like I said, I ask everybody on a traffic stop.
This is a traffic
it's
stop?
completely up to you.
Is this a traffic stop?
Yes, sir. I've already explained it to you.
I just want to know on the camera. Yeah, cause this is crazy.
So you don't care if I took a quick look around, then just go ahead. Just do me a favor, just walk back to the front of my vehicle. I'm gonna take a quick look.
He just said he stepped out.
I'm telling you to stay right here.
Bro, oh man.
I appreciate it. Sit down.
You need to face away from me, alright? Face away from me. You got anyone funny?
Nah,
What's up back in front of my
I
car?
thought y'all was checking the car, not me.
You in the car?
I thought, no, y'all said y'all was checking the car. You ain't checking me. I ain't got nothing.
It's in your hoodie pocket, bro.
Do it matter?
I'm asking, yeah.
Bro, you're not about to check me, bro.
I'm asking.
What's your badge number?
4845.
All right, and if you plan on searching me and violate my rights,
I'm just asking a
listen,
single
bro,
question.
you don't have the right to ask me what's in my pocket.
I can ask. Yeah,
Does my pocket look like it's a weapon in it?
This rookie cop clearly didn't know where to draw the line. He demanded the man get out of the car to search it, despite the lack of both a warrant and a legitimate reason for such an action. Perhaps he was just one of those cops whose judgments are clouded by racism. However, the man, not wanting to escalate the situation, chose to step aside. Without hesitation, the cop began to search his car with a flashlight. Great, now he's at risk of losing his qualified immunity. Way to go!
Yeah.
Man, come on now, stop.
Looks like a revolver,
That's
possibly.
why I just did this. So the camera see, bro. I ain't talking.
Okay, that's fine.
This bitch clean as hell. Ain't nothing in it. Y'all wasting y'all time.
Cleanest car I've ever seen. Bro.
Thank you.
My detail card.
We working, man. We work, brother.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for y'all.
I buy myself something nice. Shit, you know, it costs $400 for insurance.
My man just pumped our gas. We can't even help the white man now around this motherfucker. They tripping.
You represent your profession well. Your car is very detailed. I appreciate it.
Crazy ass traffic stop. For real, we ain't go nowhere. It's a crazy ass traffic stop, boy. I got enough footage in this motherfucker, boy. I get Detroit for some cheese. I was so tired of these motherfuckers. Y'all, hey man, this the same car. Y'all pull over all the fucking time, man.
Weren't able to pay your insurance. Okay. Just do me a favor. If you're gonna be on the road, let's get that insurance taken care of. Okay. All right. You guys are all set, free to go. Okay, guys.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night, man.
This time, the situation was tense from the very beginning after these cops arrested a young law student. Ironically, this student knew much more about the law than the cops, but let's start from the beginning. The cops arrested the student for very strange reasons. Although he was standing on the sidewalk during his entire encounter, the cops believed that they had the right to tell him to move elsewhere. Refusing to have his rights infringed upon, the student didn't comply with the cops' baseless commands, irritating them. One cop then demanded his ID, and when the student refused, he was arrested for obstructing the cops. To begin with, these officers need to understand that obstructing the cops is a secondary offense, and one cannot be initially arrested for it. Then they gotta recognize that they have no authority to arrest someone for simply not obeying their unfounded orders.
Stand up. Where's your ID, bro?
Why are you doing this?
Because you.
Why are you doing this?
You made this a thing.
I do not consent to being searched. Get out of my pocket.
Stop.
Officer.
Stop.
Officer, you're breaking the law.
You're being detained right now.
Why am I being detained?
Dude, I told you.
Why am I being detained? Tell me right now why I'm being detained.
Why?
Tell me right now why I'm being detained, officer.
Here's the deal.
Why am I being
Are you
detained?
gonna let me talk or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell
What's
me
your
why.
name, dude?
I'm not telling you my name. Why am I being detained?
I gave you a lawful.
Yo, why am I being detained? People, look at this, please.
I gave you a lawful order to move along because the people who own these, who work the establishment of Bovis, told you to move.
On a public road?
He's on a public sidewalk thing.
I told you to move along, and then I asked for your ID.
With all these other people around me?
Okay, here's the deal, bud. Okay.
With all these other
I
people?
told you to move along. Okay. You refused. I asked for your ID. You also refused.
I don't mean to
eating.
interfere, but he was on a public sidewalk.
It doesn't matter. He was.
No, it does
Listen.
matter.
What's your name?
The cops went even further by searching the guy's pockets, hoping to find his ID. Needless to say, they didn't have a warrant for such a search. At this point, I don't think they realized just how much trouble they were getting themselves into.
Why do you have my ID? I didn't consent to that.
Dude, you're causing a scene.
Brian,
I'm
relax.
causing a scene.
not a
You're
big deal.
breaking the law.
Dude,
Whatever.
This didn't need to go this way.
I'm in law school. He's
It's
the
not a
attorney.
big deal. Who
What the
cares?
fuck are you guys doing?
It's
This
whatever.
didn't need to go this way, my man.
No, it didn't need to go this way because you're breaking the law.
Okay.
No, you're breaking the law.
Okay.
Both of you are. All three of you are breaking the fucking law.
Just relax. It's not a big deal.
All I had to do was walk away?
That's all it needed to be.
Okay, so I have to listen to fucking Big Brother. I have to listen to you guys telling me what to do and all your demands,
For
right?
the government, you should know.
Yeah, I should
so
know.
here's the deal.
That's why I know.
Two
And
uniformed
that's why I know you guys are fucking
Right.
breaking the law.
Right.
All three.
Right.
You, and you.
Three uniformed police
You're a
officers told you to move
contractor,
along.
And I'm friends with uniformed police officers.
However, the law student was genuinely curious about the actual reason for being handcuffed. One officer blatantly told him it was due to his failure to comply with an order issued by 3 officers. He was so clueless as to his offense that he blamed the cops for arresting him only because he hurt their ego. Yet the escalation didn't end there. The officer further threatened that if the student persisted in his argument, he'd be taken to jail on charges of disorderly conduct. However, the issue wasn't solely with the police. Unexpectedly, the student's friend took the side of the police, advising his friend to overlook the situation since nothing serious had occurred. This was precisely the validation the officers were seeking. Indeed, being handcuffed without justification is terrifying. What a great friend.
Video of me being detained?
I don't, but relax. Just let
They
him.
demanded me
It's
being
not a big
detained?
deal.
Okay. So here's the deal.
Just end it. It's not a big deal.
No, it's not a deal. Why am I in cuffs right now?
Here's the deal.
I'm being detained. Why?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what I have to say or not?
I'm in cuffs.
Yep.
I mean, I'm detained.
Do you want to hear what I
I'm
have
here.
to say, or do you just want to go to jail for causing for disorderly
Ryan.
conduct? Which one do you want?
It's a world we live in. Just let it be. It's not. It's not.
Which one do you
It is
want?
what it is. Just let it
Okay.
go.
Which one do you want?
It's our society. Just
Police
let it
station,
go.
I'll sue for more money.
Okay.
I'm already.
You want to listen to what I have to say?
Just let the guy talk. It's not a big
I don't
deal.
give a fuck. I'm playing fit from here on out.
That. Okay, you're a law student, so you should know that's not how that works. But okay, here's the deal.
I'll listen. I'm
You're
not
being
gonna.
no trespass from this establishment by me.
I wasn't in the
Okay?
establishment.
Okay, that means anywhere in front of it, you can't loiter, you can't trespass. Okay? You can take your food and go. But I am now no trespassing you from this establishment tonight. If you
Okay.
come back, you're subject to arrest. You understand that?
Yep, that's fair enough. I don't know why I was detained though.
Okay. Well, you can read about it later.
Yeah, definitely.
Conducting the investigation, you don't refuse your ID. Alright?
I don't give what any of you guys have to say.
Speaking of cops reacting poorly when their ego gets bruised, let's examine another instance where officers became overly aggressive because they couldn't grasp the fact that citizens have the right to remain silent. They encountered a man parked behind the police department. One cop insisted that the man owed him an explanation as to why he was there and who he was filming. Yet this man refused to utter a single word, which greatly irked this cop. But why does he even have to engage with them? The quicker the police acknowledge that they hold no power over citizens unless a law has been broken, the smoother interactions will be for everyone.
Don't have to answer. Unless you're telling me I'm legally obligated to answer your questions.
Okay, sir. We were concerned because usually when people are surveilling us, it's because they want to come out here. You've heard about police officers getting shot and things like that. We're just checking you because it is unusual for somebody to sit behind the police department and videotape officers. So that's why we're making contact with you today.
Okay.
All right. Any particular reason you're recording officers? Is there any particular reason you're recording officers? Is your parking brake set, sir?
The more the man kept quiet, the angrier the cop got. At some point, the cop chose to invade on the man's personal space. That's when the man figured it was the right moment to stand up for himself. Honestly, what the man was up to was none of that cop's business, especially since he wasn't bothering anyone. Finding himself out of depth, the cop chose to walk away, smartly, probably hoping that he would never run into the man again. It's wild how some cops think they can meddle in everything, isn't it?
Is your parking brake set, sir? Is your parking brake set? It is not a person. You have your driver's license, proof of insurance with you? Okay. Well, here's the thing is
So you're harassing me now, right?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
I'm asking you, is your parking brake set?
You didn't ask. You have no reason to stick your head in my vehicle after
didn't stick
bothering
my
me.
head in your vehicle.
Then how do you know my parking brake's not
Because I
on?
can see it from right here.
You stuck your head in my door.
No, right here is not in your
You
door.
are lying.
Can I have your driver's license?
No,
sir?
you can't.
Okay.
You can't take me to jail. God damn it.
People that I talk to, sir, because like I said,
You harassed me. You came over just so you could harass me, and then you stuck your head in my car and asked me if my parking brake was on. My parking light does not work. It doesn't matter what you think.
Okay.
You have no right to come over and ask. You don't just go over to people and ask them for that. How many times a day do you go over and stick your head in somebody's car and ask them if their parking brake is on? How many times do you do that in your life? How many times have you done that since you've been a cop?
5 or 6 times.
Okay, so how long have you been a cop?
16 and a half years.
So 16 and a half years, this is the 5th time you've asked somebody if they had a parking brake on.
Yes. But
So that's not harassing.
No. The thing
You
is,
are just such full of garbage. It's a lie.
obviously, the conversation we have here, sir, is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
They typically
that's right.
don't take people to jail for not setting their parking brake. Okay. However, when people are acting in a unusual manner, it usually means that they're doing something that they're not proud of, or that there's something.
Hey, I didn't do anything I wasn't proud of. You should be real proud of wasting 4 cops' times coming over here bugging and harassing a citizen for sitting by the police force. It's none of your damn business what I'm doing here.
Have a safe day.
Whole
sir. Be
butt.
careful.
Get out of my way.
Have a safe day.
Yeah, you too.